It was a happy accident because when you arrive at the main station, you actually see the building. The train station of Halle is also a very important knock, like a important knot on the train line between north and south. Like if you want to travel from Berlin to Munich, you pass by Halle. You always see this building. It's like a big white brick, and sometimes I arrived like in the dark and I've seen that there's like light on in this building, and all my friends told me that it's like empty since a while, so I got like curious about what's going on, and I just went there and I actually just knocked on a window when I saw somebody passing by inside, and I met the house technician that I've been with a lot from that day on. Everything I know is like oral history. I mean, I went to the archives and I've read a lot about it, but most of the stories I know were told to me by Mr. Walter, who is working there since 47 years. And since it was the time of finding a topic for my thesis, I actually knew I wanted to do housing in a way. And I was also already interested in hotels. And it just felt like being in the right place and time to kind of take the chance and walk this building with the house technician and get to know him and just pass by and talk with him, listen to his stories, ask him, help him. And so I started the project by just going there by time to time and following the works of the house technicians. Listening to the stories of the building technician, I realized that this object, this hotel, actually lived through a lot of different times, and it changed a lot on every layer you could imagine. And this fitted very well with my approach towards architecture, to define architecture less as like static forms or objects and more as processes or protocols. So I would say my project is about, it is trying to look into a space that is in transit or always has been in transit, and it tries to kind of put a milestone on this long timeline or lifespan a building can has. So Interhotels were very important public buildings in East Germany. They were mostly used to host foreign guests. In Interhotels, you could also pay with foreign currency. You could buy products that were not available for the general public. Inside East Germany, since I didn't grow up in East Germany, I heard that there were big rumors and kind of a fantasy the people were imagining to happen inside of this buildings, like kind of a different world inside East Germany. Right after the reunification, this building actually got sold to the Maritime Hotel Group, which was kind of a 4-star German hotel group, and they completely gutted and changed the building, which was a very lookalike East modernist building, into something that was more kind of a 90s dream, I would say. Like they tried to make it fit to Western standards and the 4-star category. Then they tried to actually run this hotel until 2015, where Germany actually had the task to come up with places to host displaced families. This hotel wasn't running well anymore, and the Maritime Group tried to make a good deal with the state of Saxony-Anhalt, and they actually rented out the building for several years so that the state could run a reception center for refugees there. In 2021, the reception center closed, and since then the contract with the state of Saxony-Anhalt was cancelled or run out, and then another investor bought the building who was interested in the site, and together with the state and the city hall of Halle, they actually got right away a demolition permit, as well as the city hall, which was already at that time very interested in major changes. It is a very interesting zone in the city, I would say. It's really not a friendly place, since it's dominated by huge infrastructure and as well as some, I would say, kind of dead ends, which lead to other problems in the neighborhood. And the city hall was very interested in changing this area. So they actually did a very big urban planning competition together with the owner of this building, where the demolition was already like set in the informations about the competition, and they actually imagined that all of the Eastern modernist buildings in this area are demolished, torn down, and new buildings are built. Also, the owner actually struggled a bit with coming up for the money for the demolition. That's why he, when I started working on this building, actually decided to hold on for 3 more years, which kind of opened up a window. So when I started in the early months of 2024, he said that the earliest day of demolition might be like 1st of January in 27. And yeah, this window kind of opened up for me the whole project, and yeah, to highlight certain possibilities that vacancy also offers in smaller and bigger scale. The thesis, Hotel Interim, I guess is a good combination of the approaches, the different approaches I had during my studies, and therefore I felt very happy to finish it that way. I thought the only way to capture the feeling that you get inside of a building like that is to kind of record the image and the sound of this vast space, and you could hear and feel the space in a very weird way. Having such a strong narrative by following the intangible value of the building through the stories of the house technician, I actually got motivated to be part of this narrative in a way. So as soon as I came up with the idea of kind of drafting or developing a plan for an interim use, I also thought I should be part of this, because I am just starting off in this little span that we have now in the hopefully longer lifespan of the building, and where interim could be possible. So if I am planning to have an artist residency for the art school, why shouldn't I also be part of it? Why shouldn't I actually show that what I say is possible through my drawings, my renders, or model making is also possible in real life, by just staying there 2 weeks, using what is there, seeing the building as a resource, as I claimed before, and yeah, building something that I imagine people could build.